The homie Sky Hustle. Excuse me, can you hand me that drink? Yeah. Before I even get started, I gotta drop a clip on y'all. This is for all of y'all out there that was hating on me, that told me I was tripping, that called me a hater. When I told y'all that this Clippers roster was better than this Lakers roster, I just want to say, I told you so. I told you so. And guess what? I told you so. This team has some work to do. Even Mark Jackson, even Jeff Van Gundy, both agreed that they have some work to do, that they have some players that they need to go out there and get, because damn it, this ain't good enough at all. Lakers fans, talk to me now. I just want y'all to talk to me now. Because when I was telling y'all for the whole season, yo, come Christmas Day, y'all gonna get exposed. That roster's gonna get exposed. Y'all like, nah, we got the best record. We coming. We got the best record. We coming. And guess what happened? Christmas Day came for you. How you feel, big fella? Hold that L. You got two big fat ones. Hold them L's, fam. Hold them L's. Y'all called me crazy. Called me a hater. Told me I was tripping because I told y'all that this team wasn't as good as y'all thought it was. And what did you see? You saw a better team come out and expose them. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm about to show my video that I just put on Twitter for all of the Laker fans that been hating on me for the past little while. Check this out. Yeah! Y'all told me y'all had a good roster. You told me y'all wasn't going to have no losing streaks in December. And what happened? 4 games in a row. Shout out to Big Y. Shout out to PG. Shout out to Bev Lloyd. If you from the crib, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to my main man, Patrick Beverly. I'm online. I'm about to hop on this live stream right now. Look, you can see it. I'm about to get online and live stream.
What am I doing? I'm live online.
It's about to go
down.
Yeah,
let's get it.
It's about to go down. Y'all was in my mentions. You was in the mentions heavy earlier. Hold that L. Hold it. Take that L. Hold that, sir. That's your L right there. Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's move on. Let's actually recap the game. What a game this actually was. I mean, when you look at this game as a whole, I think, hold on, let me change. I got to change one thing real quick. Where's that at? I got to change one thing. I'm sorry. It said pregame special. Welcome to the 2-for-1 Christmas Day post-game special. I'm live from my living room on my couch. As you can see, I got my Christmas tree here. I got my wine here. There will be no special guest tonight. Haven't heard from anybody telling me that they wanted to come on, because I'm sure everybody's celebrating and enjoying the holiday cheer. But, you know, I'm here. I'm live. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat box, and I will get back to you guys. I'm live right now on a 2-for-1 show. And basically, you know, when you look at this game as a whole, I think what we saw from, you know, the Lakers was dominance in the first half. I think we saw a glimpse of what this team could be, what everybody wants this team to be, kind of what ideally what you put together when you are, you know, constructing this roster in the first half. But then what happens after the first half is Doc Rivers comes in and then he makes some adjustments, and because that's what he does. He's great. He's a master at making adjustments. He came through. He made some adjustments in the second half. He went with a much more smaller lineup. I think that, you know, personally, as I said before during the halftime, you know, I don't believe that Doc Rivers is a guy that or is a coach that makes bad coaching personnel decisions. But I did think that he, you know, made a big mistake, which honestly, up until really the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, I thought might have cost them the game. Because when you really look at what, you know, kind of came down to Patrick Patterson's, minutes on the floor, Patrick Patterson wound up finishing the game being -7. So, you know, that's 7 points that you essentially spotted the Lakers by having him on the floor. When even if you look at a guy like Mo Harkless, he was a -2 for the game. But even with that being said, Mo Harkless scored 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block. He was 1-of-1 from the field goal range. He gave you 1 offensive rebound, 3 defensive rebounds. He did have a turnover and 2 fouls, but I just thought his energy, his pace, The way that he played the game was something that, for this Clippers team was desperately needed because, Lou Williams, he struggled tonight. Lou Williams, this was honestly one of the worst games I've seen Lou Williams play, honestly, since probably last playoffs when he had that terrible game, versus the Warriors. But this was one of the worst regular season games I've seen him play in a while. I expected better from him. But also, with that being said, I do think that he was just more so trying to pick and choose his spots. A lot of people tell me that, Paul George and Kawhi don't have chemistry on the floor. Well, obviously, they don't have chemistry on the floor as of yet because of the fact that they are working to build chemistry. I mean, this is probably their 13th game, I think, playing together. I don't have the packet in front of me because I didn't cover the games this week. Pavy did. But literally in the packets, they'll break down all that. And according to Clippers PR, Kawhi Leonard is a 7th Clipper in franchise history and the first Clipper since Blake Griffin versus the Golden State Warriors to have 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 5+ assists in a game. I'm going to put that graphic on the screen in a second so that way all of you all can see that. But, Kawhi Leonard, specifically talking about Kawhi Leonard's performance, I thought that this was a performance that, if you're an NBA fan, if you're a basketball fan, everybody was so upset and up in arms in regards to, the fact that all of the games today, everybody was saying that the games were trash. Excuse me. Sorry, graphic over my face. Everybody was saying that the games were trash today, and I don't think that the games were trash. I just think that, Toronto is injured. Jaylen Brown played exceptionally well today. Giannis didn't play that well today to me. To be quite honest, I mean, I thought that he could have played better. I think that there were opportunities that he left on the floor. To be quite honest, I thought that there were things that he could have, done better. I was, sitting here, Christmas presents with my girl, and she bought me this, amazing D-Wade jersey. Shout out to D-Wade, my favorite player of all time. But basically, she, essentially told me, that, I'm watching the game, and I'm like, look at these games. I'm like, Giannis, he got to get around these players. It's like he can't get through them. Embiid is too strong. And it's not that Embiid is too strong. I think that Embiid was just in one of those positions today, to be quite honest, where he just didn't have what was needed, in terms of, not Embiid. Giannis didn't have what he needed against Embiid, what was needed. And what was needed from Giannis was for him to play with more finesse. I think what I saw from from LeBron tonight, I thought LeBron actually played with too much finesse. I thought that LeBron actually, might have lost the Lakers this game. I always hate criticizing LeBron because then everybody wants to say that I'm like a LeBron hater and stuff, but it's not that I'm a LeBron hater. LeBron just didn't play that well at all to me today. And I thought that Kawhi Leonard came out and really showed me that he was. I still don't think Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the NBA. I think that, I'm still sticking with what I said when I say that I think that Luka Doncic and that I think that, Giannis Antetokounmpo this year are the best players in the NBA. I truly, 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 truly do believe that. But I do believe that LeBron is still one of, if not, one of the top 5. He's a top 10 player in the NBA still. Before the season, I was debating on where he kind of landed with that. But then as we kind of move through, you see that, you saw how LeBron has played. But I think what you haven't seen from LeBron is him step up and be able to make game-winning and game-changing plays in instances when games are close this year. And it's not necessarily game-winning plays against bad teams because we've seen the Lakers execute against bad teams. I'm talking about against teams that are good. And people love to say Bron is hurt, Bron is injured, and things of that sort. If he's too hurt to play, then he shouldn't be on the floor. And I don't think that that's the case. I think that what we saw from LeBron tonight was him being passive. What we saw from LeBron tonight was him being timid. What we saw from LeBron tonight was him really not putting forth the effort that was required until the fourth quarter. And I believe he even looked toward the sidelines and made a comment about it being the fourth quarter. And then literally, LeBron goes to the free throw line at the end of the game. They're down by, I believe it is 4. And if he hits 2, then they're down by 2. And LeBron, being who LeBron is, and I literally told my girl, I'm like, watch LeBron clank one of these free throws. The first free throw he get up there, he cool, swish, easy, nothing but net. The second free throw, that heart rate started climbing, and before you know it, clank, we get a clank from LeBron James, and he misses the free throw, which to me, that was a bigger and more detrimental play to the Lakers than actually what happened in regards to, the end of the game when LeBron just held the ball and then Patrick Beverley stripped the ball from LeBron. LeBron hits the ball out of bounds off of his hands. And then before you know it, the game is over and it's out of reach. I'm not going to say that LeBron lost the Lakers this game, but I will say that for the first time, that I've seen this year, LeBron didn't help the Lakers win the game, and he made more mistakes at the end of the game than good plays, because I do feel like LeBron made good plays today. He did. He made excellent plays. He played great in the fourth quarter. I literally said during halftime, I believe I said that LeBron had to finish the game, and actually, this is the ironic part. This is what I be telling y'all when you guys always have to tell me that we just talk bullshit and we just say hot takes and we don't have any real opinions or any real basketball analysis, or I'm just spewing hot takes to spew hot takes, because we're going to talk about this roster in about 5 minutes. But talking about LeBron and about what I predicted in the first half, go back, rewind this video to my halftime analysis and ending this game. I say in order for the Lakers to win this game, Kyle Kuzma has to finish this game with 25 points. Check, he did that. I said in order for the Lakers to win this game, Anthony Davis has to score 23 to 25 points. Check, he did that. I also say Anthony Davis had to give me 6 rebounds. He had to finish the game with 10 rebounds. He only finished the game with 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds. One of the leading rebounders and shot blockers in the NBA finished the game with literally 6 rebounds and 2 blocks. That's unacceptable from AD. I needed 25 and 10 from AD. And what did he give you? He gave you 24 and he gave you 6. They lost the game. For LeBron, I said, yeah, LeBron put up some decent numbers, but in the second half, I need to see LeBron take over the game, and I need to see LeBron score. I said I needed to see LeBron finish the game with at least 25 and 10. LeBron finished the game with 23, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. That also means that LeBron James in the second half only gave me 2 rebounds and 3 assists. That's not good. 37% from the field goal range is not good from LeBron James. 47% from the field goal range from Anthony Davis is not good. 20% from the field goal range from Avery Bradley is not good. Danny Green started off the game, hit 2 shots, and didn't hit a shot after that. That's not good. Dwight Howard, -4 for the game. Dwight Howard, 2 points, 9 rebounds. Good job with the 9 rebounds. Dwight also had 2 assists, which was great, and a block. Dwight was decent. Dwight only had 1 field goal that he made. He also made a very, very timely turnover when Paul George was on him and stripped the ball from him, which allowed for the Clippers to be able to get an extra possession and continue to close the gap. Also, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he actually, to me, was the best Laker on the floor pound for pound. Kyle Kuzma, after the first half, only scored 6. After the first half, Anthony Davis didn't score that much. JaVale McGee, 2 points. Danny Green, 6 points. Caruso, 2 points. Rondo, 7 points. This was terrible. So when you guys want to sit up here and you want to argue with me and you want to tell me that I'm not using real basketball analysis, when I tell you guys that the Lakers have issues on this roster and that this roster is not constructed to win a championship, you all need to listen to what I'm saying and stop calling me a hater. Because it's not about being a hater. It's about watching basketball and actually understanding what the hell you looking at. And a lot of the times, y'all don't understand what the hell y'all looking at. Period. 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 Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry. But I want to turn on the Nuggets game on my television. But this is just my issues with you guys. Like you sit up here and you call me a hater. How can you open your mouth to call me a hater when the very issues that I've told you guys about all season long showed their head tonight? The very issues that I've talked to you guys all season long have showed their head in December. I told you guys that you guys were going to go 500 in December. If you lose the next 2 games, which is very likely for you to lose the next 2 games, on the road at Portland, playing the Mavericks at home, Luka Doncic might return. The Mavericks team is very good. Lakers fans, it's not sweet. It's not sweet. When I said strength of schedule, I wasn't lying. It's not sweet. Lakers fans, it ain't sweet, G. It's not sweet. And you see it. You see it. You see it. So don't tell me I'm tripping. Don't tell me I'm overreacting. Don't tell me I'm being a hater. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. When I told y'all they lost free agency, I knew what I was talking about. If they didn't lose free agency, why would everybody be sitting up and telling me and saying that the Lakers need to go out and get a playmaker? How you need to go get a playmaker if you won free agency? How? Explain. How? I want to know. For real. Talk to me. Because y'all was in my mentions going crazy. But you see what's happening. Y'all told me y'all wasn't going to lose more than 2 games in a row. 4 in a row. Against good teams. And I don't want to hear no excuses about LeBron and AD being hurt. Because when the Clippers are hurt and Kawhi load managed, y'all got jokes on jokes on jokes. When Kawhi didn't even load management. Bron did. Y'all wild as hell. But you see what happened. I told y'all. I told y'all. All I can say is I told y'all. Y'all look goofy. Y'all look foolish. Now, sitting at home, Christmas ruined now. Should have listened to me when I told you not to get your hopes up too high. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to present another stat. This stat is directly from Clippers PR. It is in regards to, the Clippers' performance today on Christmas. Excuse me. Great performance today by the Clippers. According to ESPN stats and info, the Clippers overcame a 12-point halftime deficit tonight. It was the largest halftime deficit overcome to win a Christmas, day game. Since 2003, the Mavericks were down 16 at the half versus the Kings, and the 5th largest to overcome a win over the last 50 years. So, this performance from the Clippers was absolutely electric. Kawhi Leonard, went out again and just showed his ass, man. He really did. Like, you guys can say what you want to say about me, how I feel about this Clippers team. You guys can say that we are just saying these things because we cover the team. It's not just about us just covering the team. I mean, you have to actually start to really look at this team and see exactly what this team is starting to be built of. And what I also don't think that a lot of you all don't really understand about this team is that they have not been healthy. This is the first time for the entire season where the Clippers have literally sent out a press release that said that there are absolutely no injuries to report for the game. Do you understand that? Like everybody that loves to talk to me about, oh, well, y'all just like the Clippers because y'all cover them or whatever. Like, think about it. Last year when the Clippers weren't that good, I didn't tell you they was going to beat nobody. I told you they might be able to get a Rockets some go. I still think they might have been able to get a Rockets some go. This is another stat. According to Clippers PR, Kawhi Leonard has set a new franchise high for points scored on Christmas Day. Shout out to Kawhi, man. He came out, he played big, he balled big. I personally feel like Kawhi, it kind of embarrassed LeBron, really. Feel like this was Giannis's opportunity today to really step up. And I'm gonna bring the camera a little bit closer. This was Giannis's opportunity today to really step up, I feel like, and take Christmas Day and turn it into something that he owned. And I think that one thing that I didn't see from Giannis today was just the ability to slow down. Me and Pavy, we have a lot of conversations about basketball off camera. And he always loves to talk about Kawhi's kind of ability to remain calm under pressure. And I always not have necessarily disagree with him. Obviously, I'm not disagreeing with him at all. But I do think that it was something that I didn't really pay attention to until we started covering him and I started to get to really see him like every day. Like I get to see these guys. So that's also the funny part when people tweet me Twitter jokes and they be like, "Oh, you just a hater. You wouldn't get to lick." Somebody told me that you a hater. You wouldn't get to lick LeBron's shoes if he let you. Bro, I cover the league. I'm in these locker rooms. I see these players after the game. I ain't trying to lick none of these motherfucking shoes. I'm not trying to lick nobody's shoes. I don't get excited over no celebrities. I be in parties with celebrities all day long. I don't care about that. I'm watching the game. I'm analyzing the game. Watch more basketball. That's our slogan for a reason, because we actually watch the games and analyze the games. This man Kawhi Leonard has been on a different level. He was calm under pressure. I've seen him many a times this year where he wasn't necessarily rushing, but he also wasn't hitting the shots that he would normally be hitting and in the strides that he would normally be in. And you would see games where he would go like 7 for 24 or 8 for 20, whatever. And what you see this year, I'm sorry, not this year, but what you saw tonight versus the Lakers was him, performing at his peak level, which is playing slow. They call him the Terminator for a reason. And it's because he doesn't show any emotion, but also because he's very methodical in everything that he does. It's like a machine. You know what I mean? He's very practical in all his movements, very methodical, and he's like a machine. So, I look at what Kawhi has been able to do, and I can only marvel at his performance and how, he was able to come out tonight. I think that Kawhi Leonard showed that he is the best player in the world. I think that there is no doubt that Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the world. And I think that, tonight, he really, really came out and he showed that. And actually, I do want to take, a quick second, and I just want to play a little bit of Kawhi Leonard, talking yesterday at practice about this Christmas game and what, Christmas game means to him and how he feels about all of it. I'm going to have a little clip. I'm going to play that clip after I take these things down. But I do want you guys to just kind of see it and listen to exactly what Kawhi is saying about it, because I think that, Kawhi is a guy that he doesn't get too high or too low for any game. But I think that what you can see from him and what you really can identify with is his killer instinct. And when he knows that it's time to go, it's time to go. And when it's time to hoop, it's time to hoop. And when the lights are brightest, you're never questioning if Kawhi Leonard is going to be able to hoop. He outplayed LeBron James. He outplayed Anthony Davis. He outplayed Paul George. He outplayed Lou Williams. He outplayed Patrick Beverley, Ivica Zubac, Montrezl Harrell, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He was the best player on the floor. Other than Joel Embiid today, Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the floor in the NBA, as well as Jaylen Brown. Those are my 3 MVPs for the day so far. But check out this clip of Kawhi talking about kind of what the holiday season means to him and what playing on Christmas means to him. I'm going to go and grab a sip of water, and we'll be right back.
So I ask a question. Got 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Well, let's start with this. Is your team where you want it to be or where you thought it would be at this point of the season?
Yeah, it's a new team, still in a good position. Got a lot of games ahead of us, and I think we're still building towards something.
What pleases you the most about what's happened so far?
We're able to win games, and we got a good group of guys that understand what we're trying to accomplish.
What do you have a favorite Christmas memory growing up watching games?
I can't remember young, but just watching all of them pretty much. Just able to go outside, open up presents, and come in and watch them play a game.
Well, what do you think tomorrow's game could mean in the big picture?
Just another win added to our resume. Doesn't really mean too much of anything. It's a good look at a good team, and that's pretty much it.
Was Chris?
Yeah, it's fun. It's exciting to play. Just growing up was a dream to play in the NBA, and able to play the game you love on Christmas is fun.
Was Christmas Eve?
Watching film with him, how much have they changed since the first time you played on opening night?
They're just more comfortable with each other. They're still not, probably where they want to be. It's still early in the season, and we got a lot of games too.
What's Christmas Eve look like in the Leonard household?
So what is what?
What's Christmas Eve look like in the Leonard household?
Private. Don't discuss that with you guys.
Kawhi, Christmas is generally a time when teams start to figure out who they are. Does this team know who it is? Or because guys have been in and out of the lineup, how much do you guys know yourselves?
We're still trying to get a hang of each other. We're still in a good position, like I said. We still got a lot of growth. And I think everybody knows that. We're not complacent. And that's what's going to make us a better team.
Can you take anything away from the opening night matchup, or is too much time passed that it's hard to?
No, it was the first game of the season. Everybody just trying to get in their rhythm. I think they got Kuzma back playing, and now we got Paul. So it's going to be two different teams. We've been through a journey, till Christmas. So it's a different matchup.
It sounds like the Clippers are generally taking this as, one game out of many of a regular season. The Lakers seem to be talking about it with more, that it matters more to them.
We're back. I didn't want to kind of get into that whole Kawhi Leonard uncle thing because honestly, that's not what this show tonight is about. We're talking about the Christmas Day special. So obviously, now that the Clippers have won and they've beaten the Lakers twice this year, technically, I guess if they were, if we were going up and seeding, or they're tied, or they have tied records, Clippers are right there with the Lakers. Obviously, they're going to play the Lakers again in 2020. So it's not as though this is the last opportunity that the Clippers will get to play the Lakers. But I do think that the Clippers have continued, and once again, they've proven to me that they're the best team in the NBA. I think that the Mavericks, and if you were watching the broadcast, Coach Jeff Van Gundy, spoke about how he believed that the Mavericks are a team that should be thinking championship right now and not championship later. And I agree. But even from that perspective, I think that the Clippers are thinking championship now as well. But I think that they are a team that I would think is one of the best teams in the NBA. I would also, think that, the Celtics are still one of the best teams in the NBA. I still have faith in the 76ers. I still have faith in my son, Ben Simmons. I still think that the Raptors, if healthy, can pull it together and actually be the best team in the NBA. Because I think that they are a great team and a cohesive unit. Although I don't think that they're going to win the championship, I do think that as a team, and when it comes to teams, and especially, the resolve of a champion, I think that they have the opportunity to be able to get back to the finals. And once you're in the big game, who knows what can happen. But looking forward, for this Clippers team, kind of going forward, I think that, obviously, Kawhi, as you saw him speak about, in that segment that I just played, he said that this game, for him, it's just another game, and it's just another game for them to kind of work on and keep building. And he thinks that, they're just more so trying to work on, getting healthy. And I think that for Kawhi, as I said before, that's the kind of mentality that he operates with. So obviously this was a good win for them and a big win for them. It's not the win for them. This isn't the crowning achievement of their season. This is also why I told Lakers fans to wait, because Christmas hadn't happened yet. And it wasn't because I was hating on the Lakers, but it's like, hey, let's just keep everything level-headed and level-minded. Back when they had only lost 3 games, obviously you're riding high and you're on top of the world. But now, literally, the Nuggets at this point in time, if they win today, are only a game and a half back. The Clippers are only 2 games back. The Rockets are 3 games back. The Mavericks are 4 games back. So it's not as though, everything is completely out of reach for all of these teams in the Western Conference. The Western Conference is not like the Eastern Conference, where I believe the Eastern Conference is pretty much set. I think that, depending upon the way teams play, the Western Conference, I still, in terms of like 6 through 13, is still fairly open. I think that the Lakers need to be concerned about seeding. And I think that thinking about this roster and looking at this roster, my concerns were never about hating. It was just about looking at this team. And when I look at this Clippers team, as I've told you before, this team is built to play every single kind of way against a team like the Lakers. They're built to play against every single kind of team in the NBA. I think the one thing that we saw from the Warriors last year was that they weren't built to play against every single style of team in the NBA. They were only built to play the style that they were used to playing. But the problem is, when injuries come into play, you can't play that style. So when DeMarcus Cousins goes out and he gets injured, you don't have a big man there to rebound because you didn't go out and you didn't account for the fact that you would need a big man. You have Andrew Bogut coming in from Australia and you're dealing with those types of things. That's not really built and conducive to you being able to play in numerous situations against numerous teams. Now, obviously, if completely healthy, I think that the Warriors would have won. But the thing that we know about sports is that teams are not always healthy. So I'm not going to just bank on the Clippers just being healthy. They haven't been healthy. They're finally getting healthy. I'm not going to just bank on the Lakers being healthy. They have been healthy, and now they're slowly becoming injured and getting knick-knack injuries. LeBron's growing is re-aggravated. As I mentioned during the pregame and the halftime analysis, I have dealt with growing injuries. They're not fun to deal with. They hurt, they suck. You can re-aggravate them at any given time. He's playing against large human beings, bruises. I'm sure he's sore all the time. He's got to take ice baths probably and things of that sort. And LeBron is getting older. So, I'm just saying, and like I will say, the Clippers are the best team in the NBA, but that's because they have interchangeable parts. You can run a big lineup out there with Trez and Zubac and Kawhi and PG and literally have Lou Will and Landry Shamet on the floor. That means everybody on the floor is like 6'3" and above. You can run a lineup out there where you have Patrick Beverly, Lou Williams, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Montrezl Harrell on the floor. You can run a lineup of Patrick Beverly, Landry Shamet, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Mo Harkless on the floor. You can run Zubac, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Lou Williams, and Patrick Beverly. Like, you have so many different combinations to be able to play against big teams. Even Patrick Patterson, I didn't think that he should have started, but he's on the bench. JaMychal Green, timely. He got past a wide open three. He hit it. He knocked it down. He did what he was supposed to do. Rodney McGruder didn't play today. Shout out to the young guy Terrence Mann. He didn't play today. The Clippers are a very deep team. I think that they are the best team in the NBA. But anyways, let me go ahead. I want to talk about the Clippers schedule as we go forward. As we go forward for the Clippers. As we go forward for the Clippers, I think that, the biggest things that they need to, figure out is, number one, I think that Doc Rivers got a little too comfortable and a little too zone happy. I think that in the first half, we saw, and as you've seen teams do versus the Lakers, they go zone against the Lakers because they think that the Lakers can't score. But the problem is when Anthony Davis is hitting mid-range jumpers and hitting, perimeter shots, and Kyle Kuzma I believe he was 4 of 6 from three-point line in the first half, and he's hitting his perimeter shots. You can't run that zone. Those zones are ineffective. They're going to pass the ball out, and they're going to get the ball open to their shooters. What you saw was when the Clippers, in the second half, they played a lot more man-to-man defense. Patrick Beverly guarded LeBron James a little bit more in the second half. Kawhi Leonard took the challenge of guarding LeBron James more in the second half. And the team as a whole put forth more effort to put towards the guys like a Kyle Kuzma, like a Anthony Davis, and they took away those wide open three-point opportunities, which is why at the end of the game, you saw LeBron just basically dribbling the ball because none of the shooters were open. In the first half, when you're running a zone, you can run a zone and you can look for shooters because you run in the zone. So if they sagging on one half of the side for the zone, you just overload the floor with whatever. Put Danny Green on the other side, throw him the ball, get him a shot. Throw Kuzma the ball on the other side, get him a shot. Throw AD the ball on the other side, get him a shot. When you run man on man, you saw what happened in the second half, and I think that Doc Rivers adjusting for the lack of of continuous shooting. Because the one thing that even people were saying to me about Joel Embiid and about the 76ers and the homies was saying in the chat messages, shout out to Damian, he's like, well, the 76ers won't hit these threes in the playoffs. Well, yeah, we know that they won't hit those threes in the playoffs. But also, we don't know that they won't. But with the Lakers, they don't have a good they don't have a good three-point shooting team. The 76ers have guys that can knock down a three-point shot. Kuzma or Formas, whatever his name is, he can shoot a three. Embiid can shoot a three. Harris can shoot a three. Richardson is not a terrible three-point shooter. Horford is not a terrible three-point shooter. Mike Scott's a decent three-point shooter. James Ennis is a decent three-point shooter. They don't have a J.J. Barea, a Klay Thompson type of shooter, a Danny Green type of shooter, but they have shooters. Their shooters just haven't been hitting shots. So if the Lakers shooters start hitting shots, maybe. But Kuzma ain't been hitting shots. Rondo been hitting shots. So I think what we'll see for the Clippers is that they have a lot of guys, that are interchangeable. And I think that you will really, really, really get to see exactly what's going to happen with this team as they move forward. And I think that, it's amazing. But in terms of for the Lakers, going forward for the Lakers, as we move, and get ready to round out the show, going forward for the Lakers, I think that, what I said was true. And shout out to the homie Sir Dragon. He just donated. He said, is there going to be a live show for when the Mavs whoop the Lakers again this Sunday? Oh, and before I forget, Luka! Yes, you heard it right. Yes, Sir Dragon, if I can live stream, I will live stream this Sunday for Lakers Mavericks. The Lakers should have won that game, but they tweaked away the game. Shout out to you for donating. Who else donated? Somebody else donated? Dang, I didn't even see that. Shout out to, oh no, wow, okay, wow, damn, the American dollar is worth a decent amount of money in terms of the pounds. But shout out to you. Shout out to LA DG 897 says the Lakers should have won. The refs suck. The refs do suck, but you can't blame the refs for that Lou Williams foul. He fouled the man. After the man make the layup, you can't knock the man on the ground. You can't knock him on the ground. What's his face? Hit Kawhi Leonard on the hand. LeBron James. It's not his fault that the ball got. It's not the ref's fault that the ball got hit off his hands. Going forward for the Lakers, though, I think that there are some guys that have been made available in the trade market that I think that they should go out and try to get. I think what the Utah Jazz have done this year is that they realize that Mike Conley is not a surefire option for them and that they need to go out and that they need to bolster their roster because they don't have the personnel that they need to be able to compete in the playoffs as it pertains to winning a championship down the line if they don't have playmakers off the bench. And what you see from the the Utah Jazz is they went out and they went and got a guy like Jordan Clarkson. I think what you see in the next 24 to 72 hours is a potential trade for the Lakers. I think that the Lakers know that they are in a situation where they have to be able to compete with teams in the Western Conference, good teams. And I think that what you're seeing is that they can't really compete the way you want them to be able to compete with good teams. So I think that what they have to do is they have to go out and they have to add another playmaker. I see you guys talking about so many missed free throws, 16 turnovers, and PG had an awful game. PG did have an awful game. That's the bad part for the Lakers. If you get in the series, PG didn't play well today. Lou Will didn't play well today. Montrez played well. He rebounded. He had energy, but he didn't play well today. Kawhi had his way with LeBron. But I think that the Lakers need to go out and get a playmaker. I think Jordan Clarkson is a guy that I actually wouldn't have mind seeing in LA again. He's a guy that is a playmaker and a scorer, and he might not be able to create and make a ton of plays for other guys, but he can make a play when you need a shot. Even at the end of the game, Jordan Clarkson is crazy enough to get the ball and shoot it. Even at the end of the game, they threw the ball to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and he clanked the three off the side of the rim, not off the backboard side. Shout out to you, Sir Dragon. Thank you for donating again, bro. He said, ha, my guy. This is a great channel. Keep it up. I appreciate you. Literally, the man KCP clanked the shit off the side of the rim, off the side of the backboard. So they have to go out. They have to get another playmaker. I'm not really sure who else is available. Obviously, Kevin Love is available, but they don't need Kevin Love. I think if you're them, maybe you can hit up it's kind of tough, bro. I really don't even know what I'm about to pull up a trade machine. Let's go ahead. Let's play Lakers trade machine. And I didn't talk about the the Clippers schedule, but let's see. NBA trade machine. Let's see who the Lakers can potentially trade. Let's pull it up. So, looking at the Lakers, because I'm telling you, the Lakers don't have a championship team if they don't have another playmaker. KCP has a no trade clause, so you can't trade him. Is there a no trade clause? No, he has a 1-year bird right. Yes, so he has to. Yes, so KCP has a no trade clause, so you can't trade him. I don't believe. So let's see. Who's a team that's trying to give up some assets because they're young and they want to get rid of somebody, and they're bad. Let's see. This is tough. This is really tough. I don't really know where the Lakers are going to be able to go to be able to get somebody, to be quite honest. Because I think Washington is still trying to make the playoffs. The Hornets are still trying to make the playoffs. The Lakers have nobody that, if I'm Atlanta, that I want. New York, let's see. Maybe the Lakers trade with the Knicks. Maybe the Lakers go and they trade with the Knicks and they maybe see if they can try to. Yeah, I don't really see any. I mean, maybe they could see if they could weasel away Dennis Smith Jr. for like Quinn Cook and for Quentin Cook and Avery Bradley, that works. Like, I mean, if you're the Lakers, maybe you try to go out and get Dennis Smith Jr. That works. I mean, I'm gonna pull up this trade. This is an ESPN NBA trade machine trade. It basically said that that you don't affect the team's winning percentage with this trade, which I don't necessarily think you affect the team's winning percentage, but I think that you affect their chances of being able to win in the playoffs. So this is the trade that I did according to ESPN's trade machine. I think this is a trade that can potentially work for the Lakers. Let's adjust the trade. Let's try a different team. Maybe if, man, this is tough. I don't really know where the Lakers gonna be able to go and get pieces from. Because Iggy is like, Minnesota wants a king's ransom for Iggy. Phoenix is still in competition. San Antonio, they don't have anybody. If I'm the Lakers that I want, OKC. Let's see. If I'm OKC, actually, maybe the Lakers can try to go get. All right. So maybe how about this? If I'm the Lakers, maybe I try to go and see if I make a trade with OKC and I give them Avery Bradley, Boogie's expiring contract, and let me see. Let me try to see if that works. That trade does not work because it's more than $5 million outgoing. Okay, wait a minute. So let's see. This is tough, man. This is really tough for the Lakers. Sorry. Got an itch. Let's see. Quinn Cook. I mean, you could try this trade if you want, if you're the Lakers. I mean, Boogie is not there. This team actually adds 4 wins to the Lakers. So maybe the Lakers can trade for Dennis Schroeder. I think if I'm OKC is trying to dump luxuries. I'm sorry, they're trying to dump salaries and contract. Schroeder still has 2 more years left on his deal. Quinn Cook's $3 million a year is not going to hurt you if you're OKC. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at this deal. Hold on, let me go. Let me slide my camera over. I'm looking at this deal right now. This deal doesn't look bad to me. You know what I mean? It don't look bad to me. It don't look bad at all. Hold on, let me see if this other. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Whoa. Sorry. This deal. I mean, this one doesn't look bad to me. It honestly, it doesn't look bad to me. Whoa. This is the other one. My bad. It really doesn't. Like, I'm looking at this trade. This trade absolutely doesn't look bad to me. If I'm Oklahoma City, we get Avery Bradley, we get DeMarcus Cousins, we get Quinn Cook. We still technically trying to make a playoff push so we can still get revenue. I think Chris Paul with this team and Boogie maybe coming back, especially if I'm OKC and I'm trying to offload Steven Adams. Boogie coming back may be good. We can try to sell our fans on him coming there. Maybe he might come back, around March, or maybe he just might not come back and we use him as a salary dump. I mean, Avery Bradley's got 2 years left, but I think he might have an option. I feel like he's got an option. And even if he doesn't have an option, Avery Bradley has a contract that's manageable. You can package him. You can put him in a package in the offseason to get rid of Chris Paul or any of those other teams. So I'm looking at this Lakers team and this Lakers franchise in the future. I still believe that the Lakers are championship or bust. I think that they do need a point guard. I think Dennis Schroeder is the perfect point guard for the Lakers to be able to go get. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try one more trade. One more in the trade machine. Let's see. Philly, Washington, Milwaukee, Miami, Atlanta, Boston. Who has a playmaker? Who has a playmaker that's sitting on a bench, though? I don't know anybody that just has a playmaker that's just sitting on a bench like that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to Orlando. Maybe Orlando might be willing to make a trade with the Lakers. I'm looking at Orlando, and honestly, if I'm Orlando, I actually might make this trade. If I'm Orlando, give me back Quinn Cook. Give me back Quinn Cook and Avery Bradley for DJ Augustine. DJ Augustine would be a good pickup, and if I'm Orlando, I'll actually do this because DJ Augustine has 1 year left on his deal. Quinn Cook's contract is $3 million a year. Avery Bradley's contract is $4.7 million a year. Both of these contracts are very, very tradable. And if I'm Orlando, I'm actually looking at Orlando's roster. I kind of want to give Markelle the keys to the offense. So I kind of feel like by bringing this in this trade, I take DJ Augustine, who's habitually been our starting point guard, and I put I put the keys in Markelle's hands. I think Markelle has shown that he's extremely athletic, that he's extremely talented, that he's agile, that he can score, that he can dunk. He still has yet to, kind of really shoot as well as we would want him to. But I think Markelle has shown me enough for me to be able to make this trade. Also, with getting this back, you get a backup point guard in Quinn Cook for Markelle. And also what you get is you get a defensive shooting guard, point guard combo in Avery Bradley, where if you actually do want to move Evan Fournier, who has a contract that is big, but it's movable, as well as Aaron Gordon, if you want to move him, you can eventually keep Avery Bradley and slot him into that point guard, shooting guard thing with Markelle in the backcourt, and then have Jonathan Isaac small forward, Aaron Gordon power forward, Vucevic power forward, or you trade Aaron Gordon and keep Isaac and put Isaac at the 4 because I think Isaac will project better as a 4. Isaac is more Kevin Garnett to me than anybody. But anyways, talking about the Lakers roster, I'm about to get ready to get out of here because my girl's about to make some holiday dinner. But it was a great game. Final thoughts on the matchup. Great game, man. It was a great game. It was everything and more that I wanted. I was on the edge of my seat. It was just a wild matchup entirely. And I'm very happy to be covering this. The Clippers. I'm very happy to have been able to attend. Practice yesterday. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to what the Clippers will do going forward. I'm going to continue to run our live content on here. It's going to have more, Hoops and Brews content, more content about the Clippers as we go forward. It's going to run for like 6 hours. It's got all of our, not all of them, but a bunch of our, audio clips from the past, few weeks, including some media day stuff, some old news shows in LA. I'm gonna let this run. It's been your boy TPJ. It's been a great day of coverage. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for donating. I appreciate you so much, bro. You are amazing, my guy, Sir Dragoon. You are the man. It was a great game, and hopefully we do get to see all of the teams healthy. But until next time, it's been a 2-for-1 show. It's your boy TPJ. Thank you for tuning in to this Christmas special. Continue to watch this, and you will be able to get to see all of the content surrounding